Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review the Netflix original anime movie, Blame. This movie is a cyberpunk post-apocalyptic survival film, animated by Polygon Pictures, the same studio that made Knights of Sidonia and Ajin, both considered Netflix originals when really they're licensed by Netflix. It's not like they were made by Netflix. I've seen Ajin and I've reviewed it, so if you want to check out those reviews, there's probably a card popping up right about now. But I have not seen Knights of Sidonia, but those people who have seen Knights of Sidonia said that it is way better animated than Ajin, and I only watched Ajin, and Ajin had very choppy animation. And for those of you who don't know, Polygon Pictures is a studio that only animates in CGI, and it can really be a hit or miss. Like I said, Ajin wasn't animated very good, but Knights of Sidonia I heard is a little better. With Blame, I can't see this movie being animated in 2D. CGI works very well for Blame, and it wasn't very choppy. I mean, it was choppy here and there, but overall, the animation was really fluid. Color palette was a great choice as well, and like I said, I can't see this movie being animated in 2D. Just a great choice. The premise of Blame is as follows. Back in the day, we had humans who created these robots called builders, and the builders created landscapes without really any purpose. They kind of just did it just to do it. They don't have a conscience of their own, but they just kept on building and things got out of hand, and this is where the problem comes in. Blame does a horrendous job at explaining the world, and that's not good if you're a post-apocalyptic anime or post-apocalyptic anything, because we kind of need to understand the setting so we can understand the threat. And this is where things get confusing, because there's this thing called the net sphere that is like the central network of Earth or something like that, but one day it was shut down. And like people used to have like this gene called the net terminal gene that helped them to like communicate with the builders. And somewhere along the way we have these other robots called the safeguard or exterminators that could either look like robots or could look like humans. And the safeguard slash exterminators eliminate humans because they see them as illegal trespassers. And in the end, humanity started dying off more and more, with the builders still building the city, which is nothing but just like a bunch of, I don't know, it's like this really big tower with a bunch of like floors. But again, the really confusing thing is the whole net sphere, because they constantly bring up the net sphere, but we really don't know what it is. And then they bring up something called the authority later on. I'm just like, what the heck is the authority? Yeah, they really don't explain the world very well, and I had to look up on Wikipedia to try to understand. Still didn't help me out with the net sphere thing, but this is as far as I got. We have our main protagonist, Zuru, and she is from a small village trying to survive. In the village there, they are starving. What they do is that they have these people called the electrofishers. They have this gear on to make them look like the safeguard, because if the safeguard sees a human's face, they're gonna kill you. So the electrofixers go out of their village past the safe barrier, because the safe barrier doesn't let the exterminators or the safeguard cross through. Don't really know why, but yeah, it's there. So the electrofixers, they are able to go over to the other side, leave the barrier, and go find sludge, which is what they eat. Sludge. Zuru takes a couple of her friends to go hunting to find sludge on the other side, even though they are like young kids, but their village is starving, so they just took upon themselves to go find sludge, but unfortunately, it was all dried up. So the village is gonna die within the next month. But while they were out on the other side, they met this guy named Killy, who seems to be part safeguard. I know he's like a cyborg, but he has like the body of an exterminator. But he says that he's human, so again, he's a cyborg, but still something about him doesn't make much sense, because when he's around, the safeguard and the exterminators don't attack him. And I think it has something to do with the net sphere thing, I don't know. The kids bring Killy over to their village, and Killy gives the village food, because he has this like portable food brick thing that if you just add water, bam, a big old cube pops up and it's food. So the villagers say, woohoo! But you know, that could only last for so long. So they go out with Killy to get more of this food and also to find more people with the net terminal gene. And along the way they meet Sibo, a scientist from back in the day. She is a skeleton, but she can still talk because I don't know, she's a scientist, just go with it. She's a genius. She kind of made this thing where she can talk. I don't know how she's still alive, just go with it. And Sibo is pretty much the deus ex machina of the anime. She can do anything, unlock any passageway, and just keep everyone safe. I don't know, Sibo, like a deus ex machina, man. I'm making this movie sound really bad, but honestly, it's not bad. It was entertaining. I just wish I understood the world more. Sibo is my favorite character, mainly because she's voiced by Kana Hanazawa. There is an English dub, but I prefer to watch the sub because Kana Hanazawa, my favorite female seiyuu of all time. And that's all I'm gonna say without any spoilers, but like I said, cyberpunk post-apocalyptic survival, you know there's gonna be some action here and there. Interesting enough, when I was looking up more information about Blame to again try to understand the setting of the world, I found out that Sibo and Killy are the main protagonists, not Zuru and the other villagers. And I know Blame is based off of a manga that came out in 1998. There are 10 volumes, ended in 2003. So was the movie only adapting the first volume of the manga? Because this must have been a prologue, or maybe it's not a prologue, maybe this is just extra stuff for the manga fans to get into, not too sure. But Killy and Sibo are apparently the main protagonists of the Blame manga. And how the movie ends, which I'm not gonna spoil, but with how the movie ends, I can't really see how this continues on in the manga. I mean, if this is all anime original, that's totally fine. It's just, I'm just trying to piece things together. Overall, Blame was a pretty entertaining movie. The major default that it has is just not understanding the world, the setting of said anime. So I suggest you do your research on the setting before getting into this movie. Manga readers, let me know your thoughts on the film. Did you find it satisfying, or did you really hate it because it was all anime original stuff, or I don't really know, I'm just guessing here. Overall, I'd give this movie a 6 out of 10. It was alright, it was okay. Looked really nice. Soundtrack was pretty boss towards the end of the film. And if there's a sequel, I would watch it. I'd review it too, yeah. But if you don't watch this film, you're not missing out on anything. It's alright. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.